Chair, fellow speakers, guests. True story. This is a recent true story. But I have to set the scene, and you have no idea what I'm talking about. Yes, I lied. There's a bit of Mars involved. But I only transitioned through because for the people who weren't here last time, I went to the Mars conference in Seattle, Washington, 4-day event, very interesting. We'll talk about that later. So I spent some time there. And then after I left the Mars conference, I flew down to San Francisco, where my son and his wife and new grandson was born. He was only 3.5 weeks old when I met. And they drove me through the Napa Valley, up to Clear Lake, and he had this house, and they, they like, it's rural, remote, semi-remote. They had some villages around and so forth. Beautiful, beautiful countryside. Trees all over, mountains, lake all over the place. I mean, and the sunsets. Wow. I was impressed. So the house they have, first child, his name is Michael Kingsley Reynolds. Nice name. And I was, because my wife hadn't seen him yet, and I said, oh, he's quite a puppet. And she said, he's not a puppet, he's a puppet. So, fine, I stood corrected, so okay, I'll take that one on the chin. So, because it's a brand new house, and it's fixer-upper, you know fixer-uppers, you need to work on them. Temperature outside. Running in Fahrenheit, 105 to 108 degrees. Plenty warm. And my son says, well, Dad, can you come outside and help me, do my projects and do all my things outside and so forth? I'm thinking, I could, if I got up at 5 a.m., not going to happen. And I can work outside for maybe a couple of hours, and then screw that, I'm going to come back in. Because there's air conditioning! I'm going to take advantage. If I'm going to work, I don't mind working 8 hours. So, inside the house, I told my son, right, the scenario is, no, I'm not going to work outside, period. There's air conditioning. I'll take advantage of that. Look, the house needs fixing. I'm here for 2 weeks, unless you kick me out earlier, but I'm here for 2 weeks. Put it to good use. My son had laid all the floors in the house, but there was no skirting boards anywhere. So I spent 2 weeks there, skirting boards. I fixed the dishwasher, which was falling out every time they opened up. I fixed it, there was a leak. Washing machine, dryer, I fixed some doors, I sealed things, I did all kinds of things, and I did other bits, and I spent 2 weeks getting the inside of the house all together. So, I left it in a really good state, so they could live in their first home. The outside, I didn't do much. I did a little bit of a roof repair. But anyway, I said bye to them. They had bought brand new furniture when I was there. They had all their family heirloom stuff, and you have a history when you move in a house. You have history. You have your knickknacks. You have things you had when you were young, and recently things. So you have brand new stuff. So anyway, I was there for 2 weeks. Got on a flight, came home. Not direct there. Something else. Nothing to do with the Mars. Anyway, I got home 4 days later. Ring, ring, ring. Mom, Dad, we've lost everything. California wildfire took out their home and 40 others. They got out with their lives. Literally with their lives. The fire was at the bottom of the garden, rushing towards the house. They managed to get the baby, a few other little things, salvaged the cat, got the cat, threw it in the car, ashes falling all over the place, ash burns all over the car. They got out with their lives. They showed me a picture, and I'm kind of looking at this picture. If he's standing where the gate is, where you go onto the main road, there's supposed to be a house there. There wasn't anything higher than my knee. Everything was completely gone. And there was a motorhome. I couldn't even see that. There wasn't even a metal frame there. Everything went. So, the important thing is, they made the right decision at the right time to avoid even more of a catastrophe. They're all safe. So, catastrophe, you see it, you've seen it on the news, wildfires take out homes and so forth, but until you're actually directly involved with someone's associated, it's hard to imagine. What does it do to your head when you all of a sudden you have everything? They were very happy, and now, where are they now? Where are they going? What do they do next? It's tough, very tough. So I put my wife on a plane because we got a phone call, help. So what do parents do? They try to mitigate some disaster, so I sent my wife over with a fire extinguisher. They're safe.
Any questions for John?
Luckily, he didn't stay to fight the fire. He took out 40 other houses at the same time. Completely obliterated everything.
What's the insurance position, John?
Good question. They're trying to figure out the paperwork because they lost literally everything. They didn't have time to collect anything. Literally, they just got in their car with A, B, and the cat and a couple little bits and pieces and turned it off. Because they were that fast.
One of the things which we always did was have a fire safe with us. So we have a box which all of your important documents, insurances, passport, all that kind of crap, goes in the box. And it withstands fire for so many hours, but you normally just grab it and run with it. That way you save it. So you should all do the same thing. Have a box with the important bits that you can get out in one hit.
Well, it was a brand new house. For them it was brand new, but they were doing things, so they probably hadn't done them after that. I actually did ask my son, I see some trees around here and so forth, and it was very dry. And he said, my area has fire cover. There's other areas that don't, but my area does have fire cover. You know insurance companies, don't you? They're not going to pay 100%, whatever you want. I'm waiting for the word to come in and say, oh, this was an act of God, so we're not going to pay anything. So, no, it's still, yeah. My wife only got there on Tuesday, so,
I was going to say.
This is recent. Yeah.
That would really...
It does, I said, what's the state of everyone? They're still very traumatized, including the baby, because, he's being moved from pillar to post, and, going from here to there and so forth, so. Even I'm trying to get my head around everything.
If the insurance comes up with, whatever it comes up with, will they rebuild in that place?
I don't know. People have asked me that question, but I'm thinking, yes, but all the infrastructure's been taken out.
And if it's prone to fire,
well, there's nothing left to burn now.
No, it's going to sell.
Yeah, but all the electricity, poles, pylons, all that's gone. All the substations, everything you can possibly imagine, everything's taken out. So, is there a point of building a place that doesn't have any infrastructure? Because
Solar panels.
well, some people had solar, but you still need to connect to the web, or you still need, So it's a big question. All I can do is let you know at the next meeting. So anyway, that was a story to say.
Any more questions for John?
Okay, John, let's see if you were informative. Were we informed by John?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, John. Great speech.
Thank you for this research.